When the levees broke, the contract of American citizenship failed. They broke the contract of citizenship. They said, you are on your own. My friends, our people cannot be on their own. We have a central responsibility to act on behalf of the American people when they are overwhelmed in circumstances that they had no control over. Let us act today to restore that faith and confidence in the American government.
Welcome back. Reaction to the news that Republican leadership in the House dropped a vote on funding for Sandy victims has been met with outrage from lawmakers and residents alike. Here's what some of you at home, some of our viewers have been saying online. Among the responses, outrageous. Let them come and actually see what everyone is going through. Don't count on your government to come through for you. That's a scary one. And oh, look, Republicans being selfish and not helping those in need. Finally, this note from the co-founder of a group called UWS Loves, or Upper West Side Loves. It's a small grassroots group that's been cooking for and feeding Sandy victims since the storm first hit. Quote, the Sandy aid package is absolutely necessary, and I know that many relief efforts were hoping that with its passing, people would start to really get the help they needed. I know that we are all exhausted and committed, so the package passing was also about keeping up spirits as amazing people continue to do amazing work. And Richard, you touched on this earlier. If you're somebody out there, not just a victim who's trying to keep their head above water, but somebody who's been spending all of this time and energy trying to help those people, what kind of message did you just get from D.C.?
Well, I think that goes to the core again of this question of whether this was an oops or the consequential outcome of an attitude and a philosophy. Part of what the Congress and the President and the government do is give people a sense of community and common citizenship and a sense we're all in this together. These Ayn Rand Republicans don't believe that. They actually believe we're all in this alone. It's atomized. We struggle as individuals. So therefore, the government stepping in is foreign, alien, and almost philosophically unacceptable. There is an element of that in the Republican Party now. That is what caused the fiscal cliff. That is what's causing the problems with Sandy. That's what caused a variety of problems. And it's politically motivated in the good sense of the word politics. And the solution is political.
Gian-Carlo, was this an oops, or was it, as Richard said, a consequential attitude of...
It was somewhere in... Well, it wasn't an oops, but it was not I don't believe it was a reflexive reaction to some ideology such as Richard suggests. Again, politically, it's cut and dry. This is a party that was asked, the leadership forced through a vote to raise taxes, which was anathema to the vast majority of Republicans in the House. On top of that, the leadership felt that it could not also ask them to spend $60 billion.
I bet you they didn't have the votes.
That's the political reality. As wrong-headed as it is, that's what happened. It's simple.
But Andrew, here's a problem with that, as Richard said. So now a new Congress comes in, and the great congressman from Oklahoma, and keep in mind how much trouble it took for the first responders to get the help that they needed from Washington.
On 9/11.
Or for 9/11.
10 years.
And, right, 10 years. And so a freshman congressman from Oklahoma or someone with some seniority says, well, wait a minute, I want to attach this to that Sandy relief bill. And then the congressman from Chicago or Montana, and then the Congress could end up saying, no, we're not going to approve it. Eventually, it will get approved. The Speaker's been embarrassed. If he's reelected, Speaker Boehner, this will be on fast track for next week. We hope, but it's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing.
There's one last problem for Boehner in this. If he actually gave his word, if he had said to Peter King and the others and Christie, I will get this done, then it is not just a political problem. It's that in a trade in which your word is all you got.
No, if Washington, me.
If he broke his word, it's a problem on even an additional level. And if you're asking me from Peter King's reaction, he's in the senior leadership of the Republican Party. He is a central figure there. He acted like a man who had been lied to, not just a man who had been wrong.
And he was right to be outraged.
All right, we got to leave it there. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to show you how the 11th hour fiscal cliff deal was made and how you at home will be impacted by it. Stay with us.